Hello students, let's continue the study of polynomials using array. Here I have a structure definition for representing terms of the polynomial. I have written hash define max 100. So this is a macro that I am going to use in our function, and this is type def struct. I am defining the type here. This structure has two fields, integer coefficient and integer exponent. So coefficient and exponent are the two fields of this structure, because the terms in our polynomial are required to be represented as coefficient and with exponent, and I am naming this structure as polynomial. Here I am declaring an array terms of max size, and this terms is of type polynomial. So every term will have two fields, the coefficient field and the exponent field. Then we are going to use one more variable, aware, which is a global variable of integer type. I am initializing it to 0. We need this aware variable for representing the index of the available location in the array. And here I have an example in this diagram. I have an example where I am representing two polynomials, a of x, which is 2x to the power 200 plus x to the power 4, and the second polynomial is 2x to the power 4 plus 10x cube plus 3x square plus 1. So in this array, this is the terms array. It has two fields. Every element of terms has two fields. So this is the index 0 of the terms array, index 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So it goes on up to max. So this is the index of the terms array. So every term has coefficient and exponent. Then how do I represent? 2x to the power 200. 2 is the coefficient and exponent is 200. The next term is 1 is the coefficient, 4 is the exponent. Then after this I am representing the polynomial b. It is 2x to the power 4. So 2x to the power 4. Then 10x to the cube. 10 to the x to the power 3. 3x square. 3x square. And the last term has one, it's only 1, and the power of this is 0. That is x to the power 0. So we are writing 1 x to the power 0. Now this is how we have represented both the polynomials in an array. Then how do we know where the first term starts, where the first polynomial starts and where does it end? Where the second polynomial starts and where does it end? For that we will be using variables for representing the first location and the last location, or the index in this array. We use start A. So this is start A. I'll just write it as SA. Start A has the index 0, and finish A, that is the last term of the polynomial A, has the index 1. So this will be finish A. So I'm just writing FA and SA. So this SA indicates that the first polynomial starts at the index 0 and it ends at the index 1. Then from this location we have the start B. Yes, B. That is the second polynomial starts at the index 2 and it ends at the index 6. Finish B. So it ends at the index 5. Then aware, now aware can initialize to 0. Now aware will hold the index 6, indicating that aware will hold the index 6, indicating that this is the available location now. Now we will continue writing the function for polynomial addition. So the function is polyadd. This polyadd function requires one attached function, and it also requires a macro for comparing the two exponents. We will first write those, then we will write the polyadd function. Here we have the attach function. This attach function is used to attach one term to the polynomial. How does it work? Attach function, it takes two arguments, integer coefficient and integer exponent. So it takes two arguments, and here it checks whether the available is greater than or equal to max, because we are implementing this using an array. Array always has a limitation of its maximum size. We cannot add the terms more than the array limit whatever we have. So first we have to check whether there is space in the array. To compare that, we check if avail is greater than or equal to max. If so, that means if this condition is true, that means there is no space available in the array. So we can say array full and exit. If this condition does not satisfy, then there is space in the array, and at that location in the available available location we can insert the new term. So that's what we are doing. Terms of avail. So this avail will hold the index of the available location. So terms of avail dot coefficient is equal to CO, and terms of avail dot exponent is equal to EX. So we are storing in this. Then we have to increment avail. So avail is incremented, indicating that we have to advance to the next location in the array. So we already have stored the value at this available location, then increment the avail by 1. So this is for attaching a term to the polynomial. Now let us see the macro that we are going to use in our function. Here we have the macro compare for comparing the exponents. How does it work? Compare takes two arguments and compares if x and y, and it compares if x is less than y. If this condition is true, it returns -1. If this condition is false, then it checks whether x is equal to y. If this condition is true, then it returns 0, otherwise it returns 1. So what values we get is, if x is less than y, it returns -1. If x is equal to y, it returns 0. If x is greater than y, it returns 1. So this is what is going to happen with this macro. Observe the way I have written them in the parenthesis. Every argument that we are writing in this macro has to be written in parenthesis. So here, if x is less than y, return -1. Else, if x is equal to y, return 0. Else return 1. So these are the values that we are going to get. So we are going to make use of this compare macro for comparing the exponents of the terms of the two polynomials, and based on these values we will be attaching the terms to the sum polynomial. Now let us write the polyadd function. Here we have the polyadd function, which makes use of the attach function and the compare macro for adding the two polynomials. So this polyadd function takes these arguments, that is, it takes start A, finish A, that is the index of the starting position of the polynomial A and the finish position of the polynomial A. Then similarly it takes start B, finish B, start D and finish D. D is the sum polynomial. Then here we are going to perform this operation till we reach the end of either the polynomial A or till the polynomial B. So here we are conducting the we are writing the while loop with the condition if SA is less than or equal to FA, that is start A is less than or equal to finish A, and start B is less than or equal to finish B. We are going to perform this operation. Here we are performing the compare operation. What is that we are comparing? We are comparing the exponent of the polynomial A term and exponent of the polynomial B term. That is, we have written terms of SA dot exp, that is the exponent field of the A polynomial and exponent field of the B polynomial. We are sending these two arguments to the compare macro. This compare returns either -1 or 0 or 1. Based on that we are switching. So we are calling this compare macro in switch. Switch on compare these two. If it returns -1, That means we have to attach the polynomial of the term of the polynomial b to the sum. So if it returns -1, the case is -1, we attach the terms of the polynomial b. So we are calling the attach function by passing terms of sb dot coefficient and terms of sb dot exponent. We have already seen the attach function. That function is called by passing these two values of the b polynomial. Then these two will be attached to the sum polynomial, that is the polynomial d. Then increment sb, that is start b is incremented. That means we are advancing to the next term of the polynomial b and break. Now, if this compare returns 0, means the exponent of both the polynomial a and the polynomial b are same. So we have to add the coefficient. So here we are doing sum is equal to terms of sa dot coefficient plus terms of sb dot coefficient. That is coefficient of the a polynomial is added with the coefficient of the b polynomial and we store the result in the variable sum. Now we have to add this polynomial, this term to the sum polynomial, that is to the polynomial d. But before adding we have to test whether sum is equal to 0. If sum is equal to 0, that means the coefficient is 0, that term need not be added to the sum polynomial. So we have to check if sum is not equal to 0. If it's not equal to 0, only then we call the attach function. To the attach function we are passing sum, this value, that is the sum of the coefficients, and terms of sa dot exponent, that is exponent field of the polynomial a. Either we can pass this sa dot exponent or this can also be sb dot exponent because both the exponents are same. Attach this term to the new polynomial, then increment sa, that is increment start a, increment start b, because we have to advance in both the polynomials to the next term, and break. Then if it returns 1, then we have to add the terms of the polynomial a. Let us write that now. Here we have case 1. If the compare macro returns 1, then we have to attach the terms of polynomial a to the sum polynomial. So we have to call attach terms of sa dot coefficient, terms of sa dot exponent. So we are calling this attach function by passing the terms of the polynomial a. Then advance to the next term in the polynomial a and break. Now this is the end of switch. So we have taken care of case -1, case 0 and case 1. What can happen is, once we reach end of one of the polynomial, the control comes out of the loop. But when the control comes out of the loop, there may be some terms remaining in the polynomial a or maybe in the polynomial b. Those terms should be added to the sum polynomial. We are writing a for loop of performing the same operation. For, we are not writing any initialization condition here because we already have a value for sa. Then if sa is less than or equal to fe, that is start a is less than or equal to finish a. If this condition is true, call the attach function by passing the coefficient of the a polynomial and the exponent of the a polynomial, that is term of the polynomial a, and increment sa to the next term in the polynomial a. This goes on till we reach the end of the first polynomial, that is the end of the polynomial a. Then maybe there are terms remaining in the b polynomial. Therefore, we are writing the same statement here for the b polynomial. Start b is less than or equal to finish b. If this condition is true, attach the terms of polynomial b to the polynomial d, that is to the sum polynomial. Remember, either this will execute or this will execute. Because when the control comes out of the while loop, we have reached the end of either the polynomial a or the polynomial b. Or if both the polynomials we have completed there, then none of this will execute. Again, it all depends on what polynomial you are giving as input. Then after this, we are performing finish D is equal to avail minus 1. Why we have to do this? Because in the attach function we are incrementing avail after attaching a term to the polynomials. Since after attaching the last term to the polynomial, we want to know what is the finish index of the polynomial D. So we are writing fd is equal to avail minus 1. This is how we write the function for the polynomial addition, that is polyadd function. This is a complete function. Now we have to call this function the main function. So we'll have to write the main function. This is about the polynomial addition using arrays. So this tells that we can use arrays for representing the polynomial and for processing the polynomials. Thank you.